Hi everyone and welcome back to our Scrum series. Today we are going to take a closer look at the Scrum artifacts, the core elements that keep your Scrum process organized and transparent. Let's start with an overview of the Scrum artifacts. In Scrum, there are three main artifacts that help the team to plan, run, and track their progress: the product backlog, the sprint backlog, and the increment. First up is the product backlog. The product backlog is a prioritized list of everything that could be included in the product. It's managed by the product owner and it's always evolving as new information comes in. The product backlog is where all ideas, features, enhancement, bug fixes, and technical work are captured. It's the team's single source of truth of what needs to be done. Next, the sprint backlog. The sprint backlog comes from the product backlog, containing only the items that the team commits to completing in the current sprint. It is created during the sprint planning and includes not only the product backlog items selected for the sprint, but also the plan for delivering them. The sprint backlog is owned by the development team and it's a living document that could be updated during the sprint. Finally, we have the increment. The increment is the sum of all the product backlog item that was delivered and done during the sprint, adding to it the previous increments. It is the working product at the end of the sprint that could potentially be released. The increment is important because it represents tangible progress, a real usable product that can be shared with the stakeholders. Now we have covered what is the Scrum Artifacts all about. Let's discuss how you can manage it effectively. Keeping your artifacts well maintained is important to keep your team on track and making sure that everyone has a clear understanding of what is happening. Here are a few best practices for managing Scrum artifacts. Always update your product backlog. The product backlog should always be continuously refined and updated as new information becomes available. This ensures that it always reflects the current priorities and needs of the project. Second, keep the sprint backlog visible. The sprint backlog should be visible to the entire team at all times, whether it is on a physical board or a digital tool. This helps the team stay focused on their commitments and allow them to track the progress easily. Ensure that the increment is ready to be shipped. And what I mean here is, at the end of the sprint, the increment should be in a state that if the product owner decides that this increment is valuable enough to be released to the user, it should be ready to be released to the user to get the feedback. This means focusing on quality and ensuring that all work is done according to the definition of done. Finally, let's talk about transparency in Scrum. And transparency is one of the core pillars of Scrum, and it's critical for ensuring that everyone on the team and all stakeholders have a clear shared understanding of the work. Scrum artifacts play a huge role in maintaining this transparency. When the product backlog, sprint backlog, and increment are all visible and well managed, it creates a culture of accountability and trust. And to ensure transparency, make sure your artifacts are always up to date and available to everyone involved in the project. Use tools and boards that the whole team can easily access and hold regular reviews to ensure that everyone is on the same page. This not only keeps the team aligned but also helps build confidence with stakeholders who can see the progress being made in real time. To wrap it all up, Scrum artifacts are the backbone of your Scrum process. By understanding what they are, managing them effectively, and ensuring transparency, you can keep your team organized, aligned, and accountable, leading to better outcomes and a smoother Scrum process. I hope this video helped you to understand the importance of the Scrum artifacts and how to manage them effectively. Until next time, keep your team aligned and stay agile.